Today, we're talking about something truly incredible unfolding across the fields of India. It's a quiet revolution, a transformation that's not being driven by new tractors, but by the power of data. So let's dive in and see how AI is sowing the seeds of a whole new future for agriculture.
So, let's start with a really powerful idea. When you think of an agricultural revolution, what comes to mind? Probably giant tractors, maybe new kinds of chemicals, right? But India's next great leap forward, it's not about that kind of hardware at all. No, this revolution is being powered by something that millions of farmers already have right in their hands, the humble smartphone. It might not look like much, but this little device is becoming the single most powerful tool in all of Indian farming.
And why is this so important? Well, because in India, farming isn't just another industry. It is the livelihood for over half of our entire workforce. We're talking about hundreds of millions of people. Any change here doesn't just improve a farm, it has the power to uplift the whole nation.
So, this is the key difference right here. You see, the first green revolution back in the 60s was all about physical things. Machines, pumps, fertilizers. It was about muscle. This new green revolution, it's all about software. It's about data, AI, and intelligence. We're making a huge shift from brawn to brains. Okay, so let's get into the first big way this technology is changing lives. It's basically like putting an expert agricultural scientist, an agronomist, directly into every single farmer's pocket.
I mean, just think about this problem for a second. It's a constant struggle. A farmer's entire livelihood can be wiped out by some disease or pest that they can't even see. And by the time the damage is visible, it's often way too late. So what can you do? This is where the magic of AI really kicks in, with a technology called computer vision. Put simply, you're training a smartphone's camera to see and recognize plant diseases with the same accuracy as a human expert, except it can do it in an instant.
And the process itself is just beautiful. It's so simple. First, the farmer just takes a picture of a leaf that looks sick. Second, the AI analyzes that photo, comparing it to a massive library of plant diseases. And third, boom, it gives a precise, affordable treatment plan. It's a diagnosis and a prescription in seconds.
All right, let's move on to the next massive challenge every farmer faces, the weather. The Indian monsoon has always been the lifeblood of our agriculture. But with climate change, it's become more unpredictable than ever. This is the question that can keep a farmer up at night. If you plant your seeds too early, there might not be enough rain and they'll just wither away. But if you plant too late, you miss the best part of the growing season. A single wrong decision here can be devastating.
So how does AI help? Well, it acts like a super forecaster. It's looking at massive amounts of data, things like satellite images, decades of old weather records, and even the specific shape of the land in that one village. It puts it all together to give a hyper-local forecast and a clear recommendation.
And this intelligence goes even deeper, literally, right down into the soil. It's a concept called precision agriculture. Basically, instead of just blanketing the whole field with fertilizer, AI can tell a farmer, hey, this little patch needs more nitrogen, but that one over there just needs some water. It cuts down costs and is so much better for the earth. Now, of course, all this amazing technology is completely useless if people can't actually use it. And that brings us to what might just be the most important innovation of all, making AI accessible to absolutely everyone. I mean, this is a real hurdle, isn't it? Many farmers in our villages might not be comfortable trying to figure out a complex app or typing on a tiny keyboard, especially if the advice is in English. So how do you close that gap?
The answer is simple. You make the technology listen. This right here shows it perfectly. A farmer doesn't have to type anything. They can just speak their question in their own local language, just like they were asking a neighbor for help. For instance, asking, why are my tomato plants turning yellow?
The key is making it easy. By using platforms people already know, like WhatsApp or just a simple toll-free number, any farmer can ask a question with their voice and get an answer right back in their own language. It's conversational AI, built for the real world. Now let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle, because growing a healthy crop is really only half the battle. The other half is getting a fair price for all that hard work when you take it to the market. For generations, farmers have been at a disadvantage here. They often have very little information and have to sell to middlemen for whatever price is offered that day. They can lose out on a big chunk of their earnings. So how can AI fix this?
The answer is by giving them foresight. This chart just shows you the impact. AI models can look at all the market data and predict future prices. So the system can tell a farmer, hey, don't sell in your local market today. If you wait a couple of days and go to the next town over, you'll get a much, much better price. And the results are very, very real. We're talking about an income boost of 20%, sometimes even more. Now, for a small farming family, 20% is not just some number. That's the difference between just getting by and actually thriving. That is life-changing. So, as we wrap this up, it's pretty clear that we're standing at the dawn of a completely new era in farming. The seeds of the future, both the literal ones and the digital ones, are being planted right now all across India. And this right here is the most important thing to remember. AI is not coming to replace the deep generational wisdom of the Indian farmer. No, it's here to build a bridge, to connect that timeless knowledge of the land with the incredible power of modern science. So, I'll leave you with this one final thought. What happens? What really happens to a nation's food supply, to its economy, to the future of its people, when you empower over 100 million farmers with the gift of foresight? The answer to that? Well, that's the story of India's new green revolution.